What's going on, my beautiful people, Flawless family? Welcome back to Flawless Crested Geckos. Will here, coming with another video. Today we're going to be diving into one of the most important topics, right? As a Crested Gecko keeper or breeder, the role of calcium for your Crested Geckos. You don't necessarily have to be a breeder for you to run into some of these calcium issues, whether it's a calcium crash, or whether it's just low calcium production in your eggs. There's so many different areas where calcium can affect your Crested Gecko. Well, whether you're a brand new to breeding or you're experienced long-term enthusiast, this is gonna be the video for you to see what you should have on hand and how you need to actually go about checking up on your Crested Gecko friend. So let's dig in, guys. Why does calcium even matter? All right, calcium isn't just a supplement. It's the building block for Crested Geckos. They need calcium for strong bones, healthy growth, and proper muscle function. Without enough calcium, geckos risk developing metabolic bone disease, which everyone, if you have a Crested Gecko, you should at least know what it is. But this can be life-threatening and very preventable. Videos like this can definitely point you in the right direction and help you be more aware and ready. For breeders, calcium is going to be even more critical. As you can see in this video, we're going to be popping up little clips so we can show you how we go about checking calcium sacs. As a disclaimer, checking calcium sacs does not cause your Crested Geckos any pain. There were no geckos harmed in the recording of this video. Females use up a lot of calcium when they're producing eggs. Sometimes they'll lay eggs and you can see that their eggs are very calcium deficient. So if their diet doesn't provide enough calcium, they can pretty much suffer from egg binding, where it can weaken their health and they can actually die. So you want to stay up on top of this. So if this sounds really kind of scary or something that's going to put you on edge, it should, because it's definitely detrimental to your Crested Gecko's health. So providing the right calcium to your Crested Geckos is going to make sure that it's going to produce stronger hatchlings, healthier overall, and hopefully support a long-lived life for your Crested Gecko. We've had videos in the past where we show our Crested Gecko care and how we go about it. There's a few different things that we may utilize in the process.
Are you ready to take your love for Crested Geckos to the next level? Welcome to the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon, where passion meets opportunity. With 2 tiers, $50 and $100 a month, your membership is not just support, it's an investment. Every dollar goes straight into your very own Flawless savings account, ready to be used toward purchasing that gecko you've always wanted. As a Patreon member, you'll unlock exclusive early access to every single website update we have. That's 48 hours to view and purchase geckos before the public ever sees them. Plus, enjoy 5% off and free shipping all year long. Looking for even more? That $100 tier gives you rollover funds so you can stack your savings for those big dream gecko purchases. But that's not all. Membership also means monthly gecko giveaways, free merchandise, and access to exclusive content designed for both seasoned breeders and brand new keepers. At Flawless Crested Geckos, we're more than just a Patreon. We're a family, a flawless family, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. So don't wait, join today and start enjoying all of those benefits. Your perfect gecko could be waiting for you exclusively here at Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon.
Here's one of the easiest methods, especially if your Crested Gecko is still eating bugs. You can basically calcium dust your bugs. Some people like with D3, some people like without. We go back and forth between the two. We have a couple of different brands that we utilize that both we've had great results with. But you're going to want to dust your bugs, whether you're using dubia or crickets or mealworms. You're going to make sure you dust them. Now, the more immediate kind of direct need assistance with a calcium crash, you're going to want to go the liquid form, which I'm not going to pull out the fridge, but it comes with a dropper. And you can pretty much give your crested gecko what you need. We normally would give, let's say, 2 drops and just observe week to week. Obviously, you would take a female out of your breeding rotation. You would put her in a setup that you can pretty much spot anything that's going on with her and observe her until she recovers. You want to pay attention beforehand, because it's not always just about breeding your crested gecko. It's about your crested gecko's health. You can literally lose your crested gecko if you don't care for them or keep your eye on the development of a calcium crash. They can pass the point of no return, unfortunately. Outside of that, how do you make sure that your crested geckos is getting exactly what they're needing? Number one, you're going to want to use high quality crested gecko diet. You know, the complete crested gecko diet. Make sure that your gecko diet, since there's so many different brands out there, you can use any of them that you feel that you like, that you feel are sufficient, that you feel is quality. But you want to make sure that it's a complete crested gecko diet. There's also a lot of gecko food out there that are treats. So you want to make sure that the food you've been feeding your crested gecko for a week or a year or whatever it may be is more than just a treat and a complete gecko diet. We found that adding calcium to your gecko diet, especially for those crested geckos that are off bugs, can definitely help with their calcium status, and can make sure that they have a sufficient level of calcium, being that they're no longer eating bugs. It's pretty normal for your crested gecko to go off of bugs on their way to adulthood. But overall, whether you're using a liquid calcium or you're using a powder calcium, just know that it's truly the extra boost that they're going to need to provide healthy bone for them and stronger egg production, and definitely help prevent metabolic bone disease and egg binding in females, which is very, very important. So guys, if you're serious about breeding your crested geckos, or you just want to make sure that your geckos thrive, calcium is always going to be a high priority, right? Drop all your questions down in the comments. If you have another topic you want us to cover, we will happily cover it for you, but we need to make sure that you have all your building blocks in place. If you're a crested gecko keeper, if you're a crested gecko breeder, or maybe you're just sitting back and don't have your first crested gecko yet, hit us up. We can definitely get you situated. But hey, it's Will, Flawless Crested Geckos, and we out.